New World, my favorite by far, and the reason why is the boss fights. The mechanics are easy to learn, but when coupled together, are very challenging and rewarding. So let's hop through. We're going to talk about both bosses. First off is Ifrit. Ifrit is an angry Earth boss. I don't know how you guys feel about the switching of gear and everything like that, but it's an angry Earth boss in the middle of a Varangian style expedition, so which is now the new human bane. So a little bit challenging, from a gear standpoint to bring all that in, but obviously gear sets are coming, so it should make it better at least. So she'll stand in the middle of the map basically, and do some basic attacks, basic melee attacks towards the tank and any melee team members. So the first actual mechanic that you'll probably see is the flame jets, or the flame waves that come from the I think it's like the east side or the southeast side of the map. So basically, players will need to be cautious of these and kind of have a bird's eye view, scroll up and kind of see how they're coming. They're pretty easy to dodge alone, especially if you stand near the back of the boss arena. Usually this mechanic is coupled with meteor strike or lava ball or whatever this would be. Is basically what happens is each player gets marked with a red orb over their head, and then the boss will drop lava balls on top of the player once this little orange like glyphic pattern shows up on the ground. Now, as the boss fight continues, there will be even more lava balls that fall, not just one that mark players, but there'll be some that just come in. They have to dodge as well. Now, these mechanics usually coupled together can be a little bit challenging. What you want to do as a player is just, again, make sure you drop your lava ball to the edge of the map if possible, and then step up and then dodge the wave. Now, again, most range players and the healers will want to stand at the back of the boss arena, farthest away from that southeast side that the fire waves come from, and it makes this mechanic pretty easy to dodge, both of them actually. And again, players will want to drop those lava balls at the edge of the map, as they do linger pretty long once they hit there. Now, again, there will be I would be considered to be like just a lava storm, which will rain lava balls all over the map. Now, this is important because of the next mechanic we're going to talk about, which is like a flamethrower, like a twin surfing attack. Now, Ifrit will stand in the middle and kind of replicate herself or clone herself a couple times, as she does during some attacks, and she will create a windmill of flame attacks. Now, these flame attacks hit extremely hard. You will either dodge through them, so you'll go the opposite way of the flamethrower, or two, and this is the preferred one, the one I recommend players do, you will move towards Ifrit, and then you will run in the clockwise or the counterclockwise fashion that the flamethrowers go. And why this is easier is because, number one, it's extremely hard to iframe those consistently, especially when you get to the very end stage, or once Ifrit rages and creates 4 flamethrowers in the windmill, which is pretty toxic if you're going about it in the dodging manner. You're gonna definitely want to rotate with it. It's just so much easier, less risk there. The lava pools on the ground are usually in the way, but again, you'll see in the video I kind of run around them and still have time to rotate with the flamethrower. So not too bad. Again, the boss is pretty straightforward. The mechanics themselves individually are pretty easy to navigate. The challenging part is when she starts casting, the lava storm on top of, the fire waves that come from the back, the southeast side, and then you couple that with flamethrower, and things get pretty nuts. The fight is extremely challenging. You'll see at this part right here. There's flame wave and flamethrower and lava balls. Like, it's nuts. But dude, I had a ton of fun. Our DPS ended up wiping, and so me and the tank finished the boss off from like 30, 35%. So pretty challenging fight, I will say. I would, here's the deal. A lot of people are going to say rubies, 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 flame protection, flame protection, flame protection. From my experience, this fight is extremely mechanic heavy. You will want to dodge the mechanics. You will want to play against the mechanics. The lava, sure, if you accidentally step in like a lava pool or you accidentally get hit by one of the fire waves, flame protection is going to be nice to have, especially with the burn on a lot of these mechanics. But at the end of the day, if you're not abiding by the mechanics, if you're not running the expedition or fighting the boss in the way it's intended, you're probably going to die anyways. So switching out fire gems for opals, which is the standard in most mutations, I don't think is going to be the play. You're always going to want to have probably a fire protection amulet on you with a ruby in it. That would be my recommendation. It's only one piece of gear that you have to switch out for this boss, and it's going to be a very useful thing. So make sure, again, you don't have to go crazy, put rubies in everything. Just have your flame protection amulet on you with a ruby inside. And this boss fight, again, once you get the mechanics down, is pretty straightforward, pretty easy, a ton of fun, like 10 out of 10 fun as far as New World bosses go. And as you see, like her health pool drops down to below, I think it's like 33%. Then she starts doing the 4-way windmill flamethrower attack. It is a lot, especially when you're dealing with the wave attacks and the lava pools all over the place. But again, very easy if you're rotating counterclockwise. Dodging through those is not the play. Even if you're way at the corner of the map, your space to dodge with all the lava pools and the fire waves coming along is minimal. And if you get hit by the windmill, you're basically dead. There is no living through that. I don't care how much flame resistance you have. That is a pretty lethal attack from the boss. So again, just make sure you're abiding by the mechanics, and this fight should be pretty easy once you and your group grasp the rotation. So the final boss here, Commander Marius. Now, Commander Marius is a human boss, Varangian. He'll use human wards and human banes. Most of the expedition is the same way. There's some lost in the expedition as well. Again, New World. We're verging on the edge of like using 3 sets in one expedition. This is too much in my opinion. But let's not take away from the actual boss fight. This fight is really cool. Very small arena, which you're fighting the boss. He's very mobile. Probably the most, I would say, the most mobile boss that I can recall in New World. I mean, he's constantly moving, constantly using abilities. The arena becomes, some of the mechanics, and the boss fight's a ton of fun. He has like a whirlwind and a cleave. Those are the main boss mechanics that you're going to be, combating, at least initially, once you start the fight. The next thing you'll come out is it's like a fire mole type of thing. But anyways, these volcanoes erupt from the ground in places. They'll be well telegraphed, pretty easy for you to dodge, pretty easy for you to get out of the way. You just don't want to stand near them as they're erupting, and they'll kind of stay in place for a period of time as well. So just make sure you navigate away from them. It's pretty straightforward. As the boss comes into about 80%, he'll do what the floor is lava type of thing. Everybody knows what that means. All the inner part of the arena will turn into lava, and there'll be 3 platforms isolated like in a triangle fashion on the outside of the boss fight. You'll want to stand there, obviously, and the tank will maintain aggro, so the tank will need to stand on a platform of their own. That's where the healer will place the sacred ground and everything, and then keep the boss on that one platform. He does do his like whirlwind and cleave attacks, so he may lose aggro and come at DPS or whatever. But most of the time he stays on the tank. So the tank is the one that has to worry about the cleave and stuff. This is where range damage comes in pretty handy. Good thing it's getting a buff because a lot of the fights in this expedition just seem to be more range favored. Once you get the floor of lava down, you get the volcanoes down. Just when you think, okay, this boss fight's pretty easy, the Indiana Jones style balls come into play, and these things will drop on the platforms that you use to get off of the floor as lava mechanic. At first, I believe just one ball starts to drop. It's well telegraphed. You'll start to see what will happen is you'll see the little area pop up on the platform that the ball is going to spawn, and then you'll see a red line in which the ball will path. Now, it's almost, unnecessary because once the ball spawns on a platform, it's going to roll straight forward in the opposite direction. There's like little arrows on the platforms or little diamonds, and that typically points where the ball is going to roll. But it's nice that the game kind of shows you that the ball is, going to roll in a certain direction to kind of get out of the way. Now, again, the mechanics are really simple, easy to get a hold of, and easy to kind of master. But as you kind of go through the boss fight and things start to pick up, the mechanics start to happen at the same time. He's starting to do whirlwind with the volcanic eruptions, with a cleave, with the, multiple of those Indiana Jones balls spawning. And, it gets hectic. But again, if you get the mechanics down, they're well telegraphed. This is very good, in my opinion, for New World, having mechanics like this that make sense, that are easily telegraphed, but, again, become challenging as you're navigating multiple of them at once. The boss fight, the commander fight is a ton of fun. We had a blast. Again, we lost most of our DPS at the end. This is PTR. This is everybody's first time. There's a pug group. It's everybody's first time running it. But man, what a fun expedition. Pretty delightful. There's some pretty cool stuff in the middle of the expedition too, like a puzzle and everything like that. That I think you guys will like too. And we can kind of cover that. We'll cover that in a walkthrough over in New World Fans once we get the guide up and everything. We will definitely post it here on the video and shout it out on Twitter and the Discord and everything as well. But the expedition is a ton of fun, man. I hope you guys go try it. I hope you get a chance to try it on the PTR. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And guys, you're probably, honestly, I think the main requirement, obviously, other than mutation gear or ward gear, which will be multiple sets for the expedition, human, angry earth, and maybe lost. I don't know if you want to get too crazy with it. But you're definitely going to want that flame protection amulet with a ruby in it. That would be my recommendation. You can put in opals or whatever you want in your gear to help offset that. But thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions about the boss, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all the other poppycock. Go check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Redbird. And especially go check out New World Fans and New World Dash Map for all your New World needs. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next video.